Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another live stream by Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here in Australia, or actually in Sydney. And we're going to be doing a little something, give a little love to our Australian friends. Doing a little, and everyone who knows me knows that I like aviation history. And one of the historical flights for Australia is the Fokker F28, which was one of the in December 1st, 1970, was one of the first jet passenger services from Sydney to Dubbo. So we're going to recreate that. We are flying as New South 1002, which was the actual flight number for the flight. And yeah, so should be fun. We got some ATC on. We got looks like ground is on Sydney, so this is going to be interesting because this is my first time on Vatsim outside the U.S. So see how that goes. All right, so some caveats with the history, before I get called out on them. The Air New South Wales didn't use the canary colors until 1983, I believe. This flight was actually done by Ansett, New South Wales. I do not have the livery in the 1000, so that's why we're going with the canary, which actually is really nice. And yeah, so let's get aboard. Let's get started up. Let's call for our clearance and let's get out of here. Get on to Dubbo. So we have a 40-minute flight airtime, and yeah. So hopefully I don't have any problems with the brakes. Apparently there's a bug that kills the brakes, but we'll go with it. Hopefully it doesn't do anything. All right, so what do we got to do here? We got battery. We're on ground. Yeah. So let's tune into ground. So what frequency is ground? 121.7. Just to have that on board. All right, 121.7 is in the box. Let's do our flows. Actually, let's get the fueling going.
Refueling truck is on its way. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
So we'll get refueling up. Smoking could come on. Comparator test.
Glide slope. Pull up.
Do our light tests.
Fuel truck is in position. Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
Start refueling. So we're looking here, we're looking for the lights to extinguish, which they have. See the vibe test. Vibe test good. APU fire. Extinguish. Set. So one of the things you want to remember with this one is you can't do this test fully with the APU running.
Sydney Ground, good morning. I parking ambulance 242, domestic apron 5, stand 105. Requesting clearance to Ballina with information X-ray.
Ambulance 242, do you have preference on runway?
Ambulance 242, say again.
Ambulance 242, your current SID can go on both 34 left and 34 right. Which one would you like?
I will take 34 left, thank you. Ambulance 242.
Ambulance 242. Ambulance 242 cleared to Ballina via TSAT flightline route. Runway 34 left, Sydney 3 departure. Climb visit 5000, squawk 6017, departure frequency 122.8.
Cleared to Ballina via TSAT planned route. Runway 34 left, Sydney 3 departure, climb to 5000, squawk 6017, departure is 122.8, ambulance 242.
Ambulance 242. Ambulance 242, would you like an intersection departure on 34 left?
Ambulance 242, yes thanks. We can take anything on or south of Gulf off 34 left.
I'll leave that up to you. Let me know which one you'd like.
We'll go ambulance 242.
Wow, that guy's kind of soft-spoken.
Sydney Ground, Etihad 455, requesting clearance to Abu Dhabi with X-ray.
Etihad 455, cleared to Abu Dhabi via KDON flight plan route. Runway 34 left, KDON 1 departure, climb visit 5000, squawk 1204, departure frequency 122.8.
Clear to Abu Dhabi via KDON planned route, runway 34 left, KDON 1 departure, climb by SID 5,000 feet, squawk 1204, departure frequency 122.8, Etihad 455.
Etihad 455.
Wow, okay. Position altitude is 10,000. Owner, turn left, track towards windy. Follow transition instructions. Track and it's clear. Yeah, so I'm just looking up the departure because I think I might get the Richmond 6. Not sure.
All stations, Sydney information, Yankees now current. Changes are wind 010 over 7 knots. Weather cap OK. QNH 1022. Sydney information, Yankee.
1022. Let's see. All right, so we're going up to 24,000.
Ambulance 242, request taxi for a Golf intersection departure with information Yankee.
Ambulance 242, taxi Golf, Hotshot 34 left.
Taxi Golf, hold short 34 left, ambulance 242.
Ground Etihad 455, stand 3.
All right, so just doing some things here. Let's see, I got radar on standby.
Push approved Etihad 455.
Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, we have, what is our ATIS? Yankee? All right. Sydney ground, New South 1002 with Yankee, request our IFR clearance to Dubbo.
New South 1002, clear to Dubbo via Vic Flatland route, runway 34 left, Rick 6 departure, climb Vatsim 5000, squawk 3232, departure frequency 122.8.
Clear to Dubbo, recommend planned route, Richmond 6 departure, climb 5000. What was our squawk for New South 1002?
3232.
Squawk 3232, New South 1002.
Your runway will be 34 left.
And we'll be departed 34 left. New South 1002.
New South 1002.
Ambulance 242 is ready to golf.
Ambulance 242, unfortunately no further XT, Mother you go, what to do this way, have a good flight.
122.8, ambulance 242, thanks.
Alright, so that wasn't too bad. 232. All right, cool. All right, so let's get this fired up. Get boarding going.
Boarding requested. Passenger's bus is coming.
All right, Navca, come on. Just let everybody know what's going on here. accept that. All right, so the cool little click spot here bring us right down to that. All right, so we're looking at our flight plan. Got Sydney. And Sydney, we're going to depart before left. That'll be the Richmond 6. Richmond transition up. Drop my notebook. All right, so what else we got? Richmond, we're going direct Richmond, and then after that,
Passengers boarding
at the
started.
Mudgee. And then DU.
Hello.
Then YSD. SDU. No arrivals, but we will be landing runway 5 according to sim brief. Approach, do the RNAV 5. And we're going to do the
Hello.
WD.
Hello.
And that's our flight plan in the box. So we got our fuel on board.
Etihad 455 ready for taxi.
Etihad 455, taxi Alpha, hold towards Alpha, holding point Alpha 6, runway 34 left.
Alpha, holding point Alpha 6 for 34 left, Etihad 455.
Hello. This way, please.
So we're going to get Gulf to Alpha, and then Alpha 6.
Hello.
Okay, just trying to get ahead of ATCs, trying to guess what they're going to do.
Bienvenue à bord.
It's one of the best things you can do.
Hello.
And I'll turn my sim down just a little bit.
Bienvenue à bord.
All right, so let's click on that. It's supposed to take us out, but all right. All right, fuel's on board, so let's fire up the APU, guys. Oh man, that would not be fun right there. Holy hell. We probably would not have lit the APU up with the baggage loading. Oof. Gotta cook his head. Some air to the cabin. And we're refueled, so got that. And 1046, that matches our weight in pounds for sim brief. Like I said, the flight from Sydney to Dubbo is pretty short, actually. And let's see, we got 5,000. All right, we're all looking good. This is a really fun plane and highly recommend it. I didn't get it in 2020. I got it for 2024 when the update came out, and yeah, it's been nothing but fun. I mean, there's very few planes that I actually stream and then fly for my own personal use, and this is one of them that I fly on my off time. Loads of fun.
Etihad 455, holding short 34 left.
Etihad 455, no reversing. Monty, Unicom 122, have great flight.
Unicom 122, Etihad 455, bye-bye.
Alright, so passengers are on board. Just waiting for baggage to finish loading.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
Boarding is complete.
Boarding is complete. Alright, so APU is up and running, so we'll get it on generator 3, the APU gen, and we'll kill the ground power. Turn the anti-collision lights on. And we're ready for push. We're ready to get out of here. Chat.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Rudder on. You don't have to worry about cutting the bleeds because it's automatic. And fuel pumps come on.
Locking gear.
Here we go. Nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, let's fire up too. Alright, good start on 2, turn on 1. So what we're doing is waiting for that starter light to cut out.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Once that's there, we can put them in run. And we have 2 good starts.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Alright, so we'll go lap 6 takeoff. Oh, that's not right. Alright, so yeah, there's a little bug where we got to
Unlocking gear.
yeah, there we go, we're good there. Alright, flight plan. Alright.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Alright, taxi light, come on. We'll extend them. here. We got City Ground, New South 1002, request taxi.
New South 1002, Squawk Command Charlie, please.
Whoa.
New South 1002, do you have a intersection? Would you like an intersection departure?
Negative. We'll take full runway.
New South 1002, taxi Charlie. Hold on for me a second. Taxi Golf Charlie, hold short Lima.
Taxi Golf Charlie, hold short Lima. New South 1002. Okay. That is not what I thought we would do. Okay. So Golf Charlie, hold short Lima. Alright, let's get out of here. Brake check. Good. Alright, cool. All the lights are out. Good. Beautiful plane. Alright, seems like Sydney's picking up a little bit. Got some traffic going here. Got this should be Charlie. I'm not sure if I was cleared to cross. I'm not. Because I would have been told in the United States, I would have been told that cross runway 25, but oof. Scenery discrepancies here. All right.
New South 1002, cross runway 34 left, taxi Lima, Alpha 6 flying point, runway 34 left.
Taxi Lima, cross runway 34 left. Taxi Lima, Alpha 6 holding point, runway 34 left. 1002. Yeah, so we'll get into the air and we'll talk about a little bit about the history of this flight. The first jet service
And Sydney ground unit
for
871.
New South Wales.
Stand correction 58. Let's pick up our IFR to San Francisco.
All right, we are clear left.
Was that United
Clear
871?
right.
That's
Cleared
correct.
to cross.
United 871, clear to San Francisco via Olsen flightplan route, runway 34 right, Olsen 1 departure, climb by SID 5000, squawk 1465, departure frequency 122.8.
So the reason I said full runway was because I didn't calculate any intersection.
Okay, United 871's clear to San Francisco. We'll
So that's
expect
why I
34
requested
right.
full
We're gonna
runway,
use that SID
just to
one
be
more
on the safe
time.
side.
Climb via the SID up to 5000, squawk 1465 and departure on 122.8 for United 871.
SID will be Olsen 1 departure.
Is that Austin 1 departure for United 871?
Olsen 1, same as your flightplan route, it's just Olsen 1.
Oh, Olsen 1. Roger. United 871. Apologies.
No problem, United 871.
Alright.
United 871, just confirming the distance of the length, runway length of 34 right will be okay for the aircraft.
We were planning for 34 left disable for United 871.
If you would like, I can do you on 34 left.
That would be great for United 871.
Give me a moment, I'll have a look.
Sydney Grand, good morning. Answer Air Freight 416, requesting clearance.
Answer 416, clear to LA via KDOM flightplan route, runway 34 left, KDOM 1 departure,
Well, Sydney Airport is a large airport.
56, departure frequency 122.8.
Okay, clear this file to Adelaide, KDOM 1 departure 34 left, 5 days initial 4056 in the box, Unicom airborne. Answer 416, we're in Cargo Bay 6.
Answer 416.
Probably could have done A5.
United 871, I've not forgotten about you. Cleared runway 34 left, Sydney 3 departure.
Okay, we'll expect 34 left and the Sydney 3 departure for United 871. Thank you.
All right. Nice. It's nice, nice. Okay. Get all our lights on. Check the brakes again. Brakes are good.
New South 1002, no further agency, might be come 1 to 2 S1. Have a good flight.
Over to Unicom. Thanks for the ATC. New South 1001. All right, so. All right, Unicom. All right. There we go. City traffic, New South 1002. Taking off runway 34 left. Departure direct Richmond. Or Richmond 6 departure. Sydney. All right, chat. We're all good. We're off.
Cam crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Takeoff power set.
Power set. knots.
80 knots.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up.
You're up.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Set climb power.
Climb power. All right, yaw dampener, autopilot on. Sydney traffic, New South 1002, just departed runway 34 left, climbing Richmond 6 departure. Last call, Sydney. All right, we got flaps up.
Descend. Descend. But please note that seatbelt sign is still on.
There's beautiful city of Sydney. Sydney Harbor over there. There's the Opera House. Love that livery. Nice. All right, so that was it. That was ATC, was just the ground at Sydney. And it doesn't look like we got anything else going on. So climb up, enjoy the beautiful scenery. talk about the this historical flight. All right, so taxi light come off. Strobes stay on. Alright, so gear up, flaps up. Buck up to 250. Climb power, TTC climb power is in. And we're looking good. So this is the 1000 series, which would have been the plane that NSW New South Wales would have used for this flight. 1970. So that wasn't too bad for my first try at international ATC. So we're going to be doing this more. I really need to broaden my horizons, and I think it's going to be fun. So that's another thing too. So we're in Australia. So I want to start hitting some of the countries of the fans of the channel. And I want to start getting back to some of the history and knowledge that I used to impart when the channel first started. I kind of got away from it. So we're going to correct that and start bringing it back. I'll try to do some historical flights if possible. They won't all be historical, but we're certainly going to have some more fun and some more informative adventures. And I want to explore your world, because flight sim isn't just for us guys in the United States. It's the world. So what you can do is, what would be great would be, if you guys like this stuff, would be to go to the channel description, hit the Discord button, or hit the link for the Discord, sign up with the Discord, and let me know where you're from, and we'll try to put together flights for that. That would be That would be pretty cool. Also, if you're watching and you haven't already, you know, subscribe, hit that like button. You know, hit the like button for at least for the Fokker. I mean, who doesn't like this plane, man? This is one of, you know, Just Flight's, one of Just Flight's, you know, great old school ones, man. I hit that like button for that. All right, guys. So we are on our way. It's go standard because we're above 10,000. Set that back to climb power. I went into pitch mode there for a minute. About to set it back. Everybody can go walk around, do the things they need to do. Oh, left the starter on. Starter power anyway. And we'll kill the CPU. We did a PAX on APU takeoff. All right. Okay. Yeah, so this we're crossing is the Great Divide? No, that's not right. Great Barrier Divide? A mountainous range? Alright, so NSW New South Wales was flying prop planes at the time, and they bought a F28 Fokker from Finland, and they ferried it down to Sydney. And then the so that was earlier that year in 1970, and they turned it down. They did some demo flights with it. They did a tour around the Sydney, Melbourne, all over New South Wales. And in December 1st, 1970, the Fokker F28 became New South Wales' first for-profit flight in the jet. They're doing Australia's first jet flight. Well, New South Wales' first jet flight. And there was more Fokkers bought, and Ansett New South Wales became Airlines of New South Wales, and the rest is history. This plane did a lot of services all over the area, Brisbane, Melbourne. It's pretty cool stuff. Alright, so all the gauges look good. Trim's looking good. We can kill our landing lights. So, VNAV on 4,100 feet, so we're looking at a target of 2,000 per minute. Get our advisory. So top of descent is in 58 miles, so pretty quick. Actually, we're going to be coming down soon. Thousand to go. Got an ice detect warning, so I'll just turn on some of the anti-ice features. That's the engine anti-ice. I just put it on auto. So we're cooking right along. Let's see. Let's check some things out here. It's this button. Flight plan. That's why I want the nav page. How far? 22 miles. Just past Budgie. So we'll set up for our arrival. 20 miles. Port charts. So arrival. Approach RNAV 5. Alright, so we're going to come in on here. So this will be the RNAV runway 5 approach into Dubbo, New South Wales, Australia. And we're going to come in on the Dubbo D Delta to Dubbo. And we'll turn in on a track of 043, so at 4100. Then we're going to cut down to 2600 for Dubbo F or Foxtrot, and then descend down on a 3-degree slope down to the thing until we should see the runway. So our decision height is going to be 1430, which is 500. We'll set that up. Oh, 496, right? 496. Alright, so how are we looking for our UD? Alright, so almost there, so let's put 4100 in the box. And we'll go direct six, enter, and we'll start down. Cancel the horn. And we're all looking good. Alright, so get flight recorder up. So I got a new flight recorder because the other one is broke. So I'm using Flight Control Replay. It's a payware flight recorder. I don't have a landing rate monitor yet. That one. I'm probably gonna pick up G's. I heard it works with 24. But there's a lot of things that are breaking, so Pitcher Pratt, hi, hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Hey, no problem, man. Just says sorry, it's been a long time. I've been good. Well, that's good to hear. And hey, we all can't make them all, but it's good to have you back in the channel. All right, so we are descending. Let's see if check our VNAV set here. We're good. Yeah, it looks good. You were the first one to like to stream. Well, thank you very much for that. That is awesome. I really do appreciate that. Every little bit helps. All right, so we're descending down into Dubbo. Let's see what we got here. We got 15,000, so the transition altitude is 10,000. Power back here a little bit more. Lead off some of that speed, get us down to that 250 mark. Yes. Thank you very much, Catcher. Ice detected. We do have our anti-ice on. Alright, we're going to power back just a little more. Throw out some speed brake, try to get under that 250 mark. Dubbo traffic, New South, 1002. Sending for the RNAV 5 approach into Dubbo. Alright, so below 10,000, get our landing lights out. And I'll extend the taxi lights, but we don't leave them on. AHM, hi, welcome to the stream. How are you this evening, or morning, or whatever time it is? How are you today? Alright, so we're descending in, so that should... We're almost there. When we turn on a thing, we'll turn on the flight recorder, just so we don't forget it. We are way over speeding. Bring it back to flight idle, throw out the speed brakes. How much does the sim cost? So I have the Aviators edition, and that cost $200 US. I believe the base game costs $59.99 US. All right, so there's 200. Go flap 6.
Flaps 11.
Now go flaps 11. Give it a little more power. Yeah, we'll get that flight recorder on. Dubbo traffic, due south, 1002, turning base, RNAV runway 05, approach. Dubbo. Yeah, we're looking good there. Yep. Get some more power in there. Getting too slow. Keep about flaps 11 speed. Yeah, we'll put a takeoff power for a go around. Dubbo traffic, New South 1002, turning final, RNAV runway 05. Dubbo. Alright, so now we can go down to 2600. So this does not do, you have to do a manual RNAV approach. So there's a runway out in front of us.
2500.
Alright, gear to come out. Keep us slowing down. No flap 16.
Flaps 25.
Yeah, we'll go flaps 25. Lift dumpers ready.
Flaps 42. Speed. Speed.
Yes, yes. Correcting.
Speed.
Come through, please take your seats.
Alright, autopilot off. We'll hand flyer in.
Cabin is secured.
Thank you. Trim in. Alright, go flaps full. So we'll keep the power up at 100 feet. We will throw out the spoilers, or the air brakes. Alright, looks like we're a little high. Correcting. Continue. And we're getting blown all over the place here. A little high. Fix that. Runway's in sight. Break out.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
We're down. We did bounce. Welcome to Dubbo, ladies and gentlemen. Dubbo traffic, New South 1002. Clear the runway. Dubbo. All right, awesome. Well, landing was a little rough, but I'll take it. All right, flaps could come in. Disarm the auto dump. And I'll bring the speed brakes in. All right, let's taxi back to the ramp and we'll check it out. Dubbo traffic, New South 1002, taxiing to the ramp. All right, so our lights can come off. Landing lights off. And strobe lights off. So I looked it up. I don't know too much about Dubbo, except that it's the gateway to the Outback. It's like the last city till you enter the Outback. So it's not necessarily the Outback. A very small terminal here. I didn't have any good. So there was 2020 scenery for Dubbo, but I didn't have any. It wouldn't work and wasn't recommended for 24. So we're just rolling with default. And let's disconnect from the network so we don't get caught up doing that replay stuff online. And terminal's up over here. All right, parking brake on. Stop the recording. All right, welcome to Dubbo. Check out our landing, and we'll call it an evening. All right. So let's see here. Load that up. Yeah, we're getting blown around. There's some swirling winds coming in. Vatsim now. That crosswind. Oh, we had some swirling winds, crosswinds. I was coming in a little too fast, probably. Loaded it. Not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. All right, guys, that was it. That was lots of fun. Let's wind this back. All right, guys, thanks for joining me on this historical flight, or recreation of a historical flight, from Sydney to Dubbo as Ansett, New South Wales. And it was a lot of fun doing this. It was fun getting back into the stream. It's been a little bit. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. A shout out to AHM and Catcher Pratt for joining me on the stream, and everyone else that was watching in the background. Thank you very much. On to the next one, guys. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John, and see ya.